So I ended up buying a gaming keyboard for my desktop. Now for the last 4 years I've been using my IBM Model M keyboard, and it's held up pretty well. There's no scratches or wearing of the keys, anything like that, and the keycaps are replaceable in case that ever is an issue. And it's great for typing. It's very loud. I mean, it's extremely clicky. But I started playing a lot of Smite recently, and the problem with Smite is that I have to use the 1, 2, and 3 keys quite often. And I even know that I have a gaming mouse on the right that has all of the num functions on the side of it, I can never get used to using that. So to demonstrate this ghosting problem is that, let's see, this little application from Microsoft. No, you're all whited out. Hold on 1 second. Come on. There we go. Okay. So if I, let's see if we can get you to actually see what I'm trying to show you. Now, obviously all the people that game a lot probably already know this or are interested in computers, but for example, if I press down D and W at the same time, and then I press 3, see, 3, the 3 key does not register, neither does the 2, and this key combination is probably used quite a lot in gaming. I've noticed that I have to be I have to really pay attention to what's going on in order for that to happen. Obviously you can hear how clicky this keyboard is as well. So I ended up buying, let me get more light in here. Actually, wait a minute, hold on. Just brighten up the screen. Okay, so I ended up buying a GK701 MSI mechanical keyboard. Now I have an MSI motherboard with the same gaming series logo. They really don't matter as long as they have the features that you want. And this one looks almost identical. The keyboard layout is identical to the IBM Model M, or in this case the Unicomp one. Let me actually see if I can get more light without it pointing out. Yeah, that's pretty good. And this one has Cherry MX brown switches in it. And so it's still a mechanical keyboard. This was $100 off of Amazon, and it's the same layout. One of the reviews that I read online about this is that people don't like the plastic too much. But let's get it open. Let's see, I could probably do this one-handed. And maybe not. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. Now I was going to set up a tripod for this. I actually brought one up, but of course there's Murphy's Law, and the camera that I was going to use decided never to turn on ever again for whatever reason. So it comes with that, and then the keyboard is covered. So that's kind of annoying. Let me just put you down for, I'll pause this and then bring you back in. Okay, so this is what the MSI keyboard looks like. It's got kind of just a regular plastic finish. Yeah, this is it's just regular plastic. Now the keys themselves, they all do light up, and they're all about the same size as the IBM, but the top of them are not textured, they're pretty smooth. And actually with the MX brown switches, they're a little bit, yeah, they're not as tactile as the Unicomp at all. Like there's no, I can't really feel an actuation point maybe, like here. It's not as well defined, but it is quieter. I guess it's just something that I would have to get used to. I don't really know for certain. It seems to be okay. It has a power button here, and then it doesn't take much force at all to press these keys compared to the, yeah. This one I have to actually mash them down in order for them to work. So, I don't know. I'll have to get used to it. Let me plug it in. It does come with a braided cable, which I guess is pretty nice. But the cable's in the center. See, the IBM one is all the way on the side. The Unicomp one's all the way on the side, which is kind of nice. And it's definitely not I mean, this has got a lot of weight to it. It actually might be heavier than the Unicomp one, but it doesn't have the textured tops. Like these tops are all textured. These ones are all smooth, and yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to get used to that. But really, the thing that is important is the rollover. So let's pull out this keyboard and put that one in. Okay, so that's what it looks like when it's all plugged in. Actually, the lighting effect is pretty nice. They have some sort of diffuser that the light actually comes up through the keys, similar to looking like a lava or something like that. Let's see if the rollover happens or not. Now, it shouldn't. Each one of these keys is on its own channel, so no matter what key combination I do, it should be able to register all of them. So I'm going to press WS and 3, and look at that. It goes through without any problems. You can probably mash down all of these keys, and it should, no matter what, as long as they're pressed, register them, which is neat. Now, the reason for why this happens is really simple. Like in the early days of keyboards, or even modern keyboards, my laptop keyboard does this too. But each one of these lines is connected together. So when you press a switch, this wire that runs all the way down this way and a wire that runs this way will actuate, and they know that you're pressing a key. Now, that's called a word and bit line. It's the same thing for memory access, but memory access for most devices runs at a much higher speed, so it doesn't really matter. But the problem is that if you access multiple keys on the same word line and then try and access another one on a bit line, another one on another word line, it will think that you're actually pressing this key as well. So it doesn't know what to do, so it only registers the first two that come into it. Now the reason why they did that is that there was limited I/O on these chips. So let me see, there's a nice couple of pictures where they're actually, you know, these types of combinations. So if you're pressing these three, it doesn't know if you're pressing this one or not, so it just takes the last one you pressed and doesn't add any more. Now, of course, there are other key combinations that you can press up to 6 on a normal keyboard, but, I mean, when you have something like this that you can press infinite number of keys, I mean, all of them at the same time, that works out a lot better. Now, this was $100 off of Amazon, and the cable is a little bit shorter, especially from the IBM, so it's going to take a little bit of time to route it around, but I mean, with my headphones, the table's always going to be messy with cables, so that doesn't really matter. And so, I mean, depending on what type of video games you're trying to play, then you're going to need the correct keyboard. And, I mean, for FPSs and stuff, the Unicomp is fine. Now that I started playing Smite, well, you know, I guess I really have to... There's a reason why some of these things are labeled as gaming or not. Most of it's hype, but sometimes you do need the functions that they come with, and this was a $100 keyboard. I wanted to get it from a name brand because you don't know if you buy something off of eBay that has a USB, sometimes it can load malware into the computer or kill it or whatever. So I much rather stick with the company that I know, and this was one of the cheaper options, and it has the same keyboard layout as the Unicomp, so there shouldn't be any learning curve to switch over to a keyboard. Now, I'm still a little bit on edge with the mushiness. I guess maybe browns are not the best for me, but I'll try it out for a little bit and see if it holds up. But yeah, so that's the what is GK701 keyboard.